What is going on YouTube? This is Acidic Roots on Frenchy Talents YouTube pictures like that. So this is amongst the fairs of recent ice raids and fairs like that. Some of these particular type things have happened. Now, some of these type fairs, the escalation of some of this type conduct has gotten progressively more within the break, kind of tumultuous within like the product of like the past several months as far as these fairs happen. There's been some deaths that have kind of happened within the phrase, but within the aspect of talking about that, but within the aspect of talking about the tones behind the way things have been kind of going, just having some aspects kind of now kind of having some 2 cents within the goings on pitches like that. And as within varieties, seeing as there have been deaths, pitches like that within the victims of what's particularly kind of happened, not to say victim, say within the victims and the fairs that have kind of happened within the within the controversy of it, pitches like that. It's not to poke fun within the aspect of talking about the unfortunate series of events that happen with those particular fairs, but just more the pitch of this, talking about the complex that's gone on within the recent while is just trying to give like political kind of just healthy popcorn type jostle about the situation as far as just like within the aspect of this within the aspect of Ren and Stimpy type parody pitches like that amongst any separate deals. But it's kind of the pitch, paying attention to some of these type raids within the goings on as far as these pitches can happen. It feels like there needs to be like a friendlier kind of auditing process for like the integration and separation of immigration and determination as far as these fairs can happen just within the pitch as far as saying the aspect as far as getting towards it's kind of something to pay attention to with some of these type fairs. Just the aspect is the way that these things kind of happen. It feels more like a strike of military kind of doom share and pitches like that. So instead of varieties of this, it feels just like a kind of uh, it feels like something out of a Mad Max movie or something like that within Sunset Pitch is just the aspect of kind of like some sort of dystopian type reality pitch like that. It's this kind of reality as far as saying not taking that product so seriously. It just kind of feels like the pitch. It really does just boil down to like the product of just going through an auditing process of just trying to get towards the product of citizenship within Sunset Board deals. But it kind of feels more of like a life and death type scenario. It kind of feels like there probably should be like friendlier kind of auditing type aspects for some of these type tones within. I realize the process kind of within it with what's going on, but it's just kind of pitch of just questioning the way that some of these type of things, it just feels like the animosity for some of these type of situations is a lot more fiery considering the product of just saying, hey, you need a green card or something like that to kind of get here. It's just kind of pitch as far as saying within the aspect. It's not to say full bound like that's the fault of it, but it's just kind of pitch just having like possibly like public relations type factors kind of get things more in a friendlier type process. Something to pay attention to with both parties as far as those fairs can have, not to say full bound like critique of it, but just kind of pitch as far as saying just feels like these folks are getting slammed into vehicles and stomped and forced to eat clam chowder once they're locked up. Sometimes that pitch is kind of variety kind of amongst it. Just feels like the variety is kind of half the reason why the particular folks probably don't want to get captured. Just the pitch, it just feels like they're being treated like they tried to assassinate JFK or something like that within those pitches. Kind of aspect, it's just within aspects for saying no one particularly goes to prison within these type fashions and gets like a cold orange juice or something like that. So and so fair. So it's kind of within product, at least at like a DMV or insurance firm. So and so places that are typically kind of disliked, you can at least grab like a mint or like a brochure, like a tabloid, something like that, kind of within variety saying, here, check this out, go here. Once you get done with all this BS, you can fuck around and go to like the circus or something. Some stuff where it deals within the pitch is kind of the aspect, but some of those type varieties kind of amongst it. Then just to stay on top of that, for like the folks who do get captured, some of those type pitches, just being able to say it kind of makes you question why immigration detention centers can't have like a halfway house, kind of like prison, for folks who get out of prison, kind of have like the in between conduit type spot before they get back in like the public light, kind of where they can watch the news and play like a crap video game, something like that. Some stuff where deals, lift some weights, some of those type fairs probably be a good aspect. People might not hate going to some of those detention centers if they could have some degree. I just question supposing some of these type folks are at detention centers, what they have to do for recreation within those prisons. It's kind of within the products first saying it just becomes like the aspect of just like a real fiery kind of just middle fingers raised, hate this profusely type fair, but it's kind of the pitch. Some of these type varieties, at least being able to flip on the news, at least being able to flip on the news, have some aspects of playing some particular bogus video game, something within those aspects of simple poker games, blackjack, some stuff there, being able to lift like a 10-pound dumbbell, some stuff it's just the aspect of some time waste within some stuff fair is kind of within it. This kind of aspect, extra type fairs, halfway house needs to happen for like immigration detention centers, especially if some of these type folks are, younger type ages, pitches like that is expecting like 12 or 16-year-olds to have to deal with that. Some stuff pitches, some stuff varieties, just pitches like that. Then just kind of the product of just questioning the public relations that factor of like the folks getting locked up, whether or not they could, the aspect of just having at least like a blueberry muffin or something like that. Some of those type pitches with an aspect just within the price. Kind of the pitch behind it makes you question some of those type of ordeals, but just the commonplace, just like the filterings out some of those type pitches, kind of extra thoughts gonna have within those fairs about it.